morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Thursday the 5th of October 2023. I'm currently in Madrid where obviously last night I saw that pretty unbelievable game between Atletico Madrid and Feyenoord in the Champions League. The local time is currently 4:25 in the morning and today I am getting yet another flight and heading over to Lisbon, of course, in Portugal, where tonight I am watching Sporting versus Atalanta in the UEFA Europa League Group D. So really looking forward to this. It's the first ever time I've watched a game of football in Portugal before. Let's get into this, let's get to the airport and let's head on over to Lisbon. Bem-vindo a Portugal. I have got a very long day ahead of me before the game starts tonight, which is at 6:15. It is currently 7:45 in the morning, so that just explains everything. It's quite a while yet before I can even check into my hotel, so with that in mind, I think a bit of sightseeing is in order, but right now I am absolutely starving, so I'm going to find somewhere to eat. I mean, I did have a little bit of breakfast in Madrid airport, but it's not seemed to have done much, so go and scram a little bit more, then I'll crack on with the day. So just in my hotel room now, we're just killing a little bit of time, really just chilling. It's already been an exceptionally long day and it's only mid-afternoon, but anyway, going into this game tonight, Sporting are going very well in the Portuguese league just now, where they're currently top with 7 wins and 1 draw from their opening 8 games, whereas Atalanta are currently in 6th place in the Serie A table and have not had too bad a start. There is a couple of defeats thrown in there, but overall not a total disaster or anything like that. And both of these sides, of course, were winners in their opening game in this group. Atalanta were 2-0 winners over Krakow from Poland, whereas Sporting were 2-1 winners over Sturm Graz from Austria, and I fully expect these two to be the ones that make it out of this group and into the knockout stage. I mean, if we're being real about it, if one of them wasn't to get finish in the top 2 of this group, then that would have to be regarded as a bit of a failure for them. And I think it's going to be a close game this tonight. Obviously, we just talked about Sporting and how well they've started this season, and of course you've got Atalanta, who've always been maybe there or thereabouts in Europe for a good few years now, actually. The sort of club that have maybe sort of burst onto the scene a bit more over the last couple of years or so, and started to have a little bit more success. So this really makes for quite an interesting game tonight. Hopefully it'll be a good one to watch for the neutral. As it happens, this is the first ever football match I've actually watched in Portugal. Of course, I did a channel update video from the Algarve in April, but there's obviously no football involved with that trip. But lo and behold, I'm back in Portugal, in the capital, and there is football tonight. So I've got to say, really excited for it. Of course, it is following a very tough act on the back of what happened in Madrid last night, but let's see what Portuguese fan culture is all about. let's head on down to the Estadio Jose Alvarade, I think that's how you pronounce it, and find out how it all unfolds. Here we are then, a new one off the list. Let's go in. So the teams are out warming up. Sporting getting ready at the far side, going to be in the traditional green and white this evening, as you can probably tell by the amount of green that there is around the stadium. And Atalanta are getting ready here. They think they're going to be in their usual blue and black home shirts. Anyway, we'll find out when the players are coming out of the tunnel ready to start the match, and not very far away from the travelling contingent from Italy at all. So fingers crossed it will be a good all-round game and atmosphere.
have deserved it for what it's worth.
Half-time Sporting 0, Atalanta 2. You can't argue with that. Atalanta have been the better team by an absolute mile, if truth be told. They're moving the ball about really well, and with it, they're not allowing Sporting to play. But that being said, whatever plan A is for Sporting tonight just isn't working, and they're going to have to change things up. Just give Atalanta a bit more to think about, because I don't really think they've had a proper chance at all. It's not obviously been the same level of chances as I saw in my game last night, but all the same, it has been very much controlled by the away side, and if they carry on like this, then they could go on and win this game very convincingly indeed. So it's down to Sporting to get the next goal more than anything, because the next goal in this game is very important. Sporting get it back to 2-1, it's game on, but I think if Atalanta go 3 up, then it really is good night sweetheart from that point, irrespective of how long's left when that goal may or may not come. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting second half, to say the least.
Best chance I've had so far. Checking VAR for something. For a potential penalty. Might have been a handball, I don't know. There's always VAR drama on this channel, isn't there? Could be a big moment in this game. It's a penalty to Sporting. "15 minutes left plus added time." This is a big kick. The thing is, like, you look at Sporting's like results of the season, top of the league, seven wins, 1 draw. They clearly know how to get results. They've got 10 minutes plus to save this. Well, something's gone on. Five minutes of added time at the end of this game.
Tempo adicional 5 minutos. Tempo adicional 5 minutos. Additional time 5 minutes.
Quite possibly the last chance to do something. Atalanta fans want the final whistle. Sporting needs to hurry up.
Full-time, Sporting 1, Atalanta 2. Sporting got themselves back into the game with about 15 minutes or so left, and the stadium really came to life from that point, and they could well have got it back to 2-2 almost immediately, but I think the absolute truth of it is that they left themselves with too much to do in the second half, and they paid the price for that, and I believe that is their first defeat this season in all competitions, so I've maybe been a little bit of a curse to them there tonight, but I've got to say I was impressed with Atalanta, the way that they sort of kept the ball, the really organised structure and what have you, so in my personal opinion I thought they were good value for their win tonight, and yeah, and I have to say, even from this point, even though it's only 2 games in, they are most definitely looking good to maybe go on and win this group. I think Sporting will still make it through. Like, I think they will have a bit too much for Rakov and for Sturm Graz, but yeah, I think all the same, it is a pretty disappointing night for them to lose their unbeaten record this season, to lose at home as well. I mean, the game was close as I expected it to be. Like, I didn't really think there was a great deal between the two sides, and it was always, I think, going to come down to who got most of the foothold, most of the control of the game, and that is what Atalanta did. And yeah, that is both my games for this particular trip over and done with. It's been pretty epic, hasn't it? Two different countries, two European competitions, two pretty sound stadiums, and two great atmospheres as well. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like the game that I went to last night will take all of the plaudits, but yeah, I didn't think tonight's was too bad either, to be fair, and I'm glad that I finally got to a game in Portugal. It's been a pretty long time coming, I'd have to say. I mean, before this year, I'd never even been to Portugal in my life. Now, obviously, I've been twice, once for football and once not for football. So could be somewhere that, like, for various reasons, I end up coming back to quite a few times in the future, like whether that would be to holiday in the Algarve or to get more Portuguese grounds done. So just it's been a pretty unbelievable start to the season for the channel, really, hasn't it? Like, I think the things that we've done so far, two European trips, some of the games that we're seeing back home as well, it's been quite something. And speaking of the European trips, there is definitely more to come, and much more, like, a lot of like exciting things still to come. But I do know as well that I need to be like careful with it, because I think it could end up being a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth if I just like do these sorts of trips up like pretty much all the time, like I know a lot of people do. Like, I want to keep that feeling of going abroad and seeing a game, and I want to keep that feeling special. And I think by doing that, it's to just maybe sort of strike up like maybe a maximum for how many times I go away over the course of the season, because I know obviously some of you guys obviously be interested to see like the different like sort of football cultures and that. But you know, I don't like, I just got to sort of think about myself as well. Like, I don't want to be like on flights all the time. Like, I've had a lot of flights recently, and honestly, I want to get back on tomorrow. I'm looking forward to a break from them for a few weeks. So there will obviously be more to come, but all I'm saying is it's not going to be like as frequent as it's maybe coming across at the minute, and it's just so I can keep it feeling special, and that's literally it. But that is that for this video, and I'll be back on Saturday, and it is back to the bread and butter. It is Gateshead versus Altrincham. So looking forward to that one. It's going to be a big game between two informed sides. As well, there's still a few days left to vote for DB30 Sports TV in the Best in Non-League Video category in the Football Content Awards. But until Saturday, take care. Cheers for watching. Fortunately, my flight tomorrow is not until mid-afternoon, so I can actually get some proper amount of sleep. But until Saturday, take care. Cheers for watching. See you later.